Where we have seen the cause of some of this spike has been behavior that has been fine and normal during non-pandemic times for people who are 20 to 29, and that includes getting inebriated and socializing with people outside your household. That means late night at restaurants and bars that have converted to restaurants. It means at private parties. And we need to do what we can, but more importantly, you need to do what you can to make sure that we don't let our judgment lapse from social distancing because we're inebriated. Right? So there's a safer way to do these things in a pandemic. I know part of the fun is being around 80, 100 people. Can't do that now. Learn the new way. Learn to do 3, 4, 5 people. Have fun in a safe way. Normally in our state, last call is 2 in the morning. For the next 30 days, last call for alcohol is going to be 10 p.m. statewide. The state of inebriation in a public place is inconsistent with social distancing. And last call for alcohol will be 10 o'clock. People can stay out as long as they like. But if you do want to get inebriated, please do it at home with just a few other people. And don't let your judgment lapse.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a barn burner of a show today. I mean, I'll tell you what. You tell us to put a mask on. Don't mess with the alcohol, right? That's when people jump up. I'm recovering from a drone injury from last night. Well, a couple of scratches from the drone. Got me. Master drone pilot on a Wednesday. It's July 22nd, and we're all in our places with sunshiny faces. Lots and lots to talk about. We pulled it off last night. Summer dinner series. It was week 2, downtown Pizza Republica. And we got everybody in studio here with us, which is great. Myself, Greg Hollenbach, Brian Freeman, Jay Parker, and George Eder. What's up, boys? What the?
I'm speechless with all this stuff going on with the governor. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yes. Did you hear what he just said, you guys? And it goes down when? Tonight? To Thursday.
Tomorrow night. It starts.
Last night we didn't even have to cut it off at 10, George. We could have kept partying, brother.
We should have. We were there till 12:30.
Were you really? Yeah. Oh, man. What a night that was. And, again, thanks for joining us. It can't, and he's a sneaky one. Our Governor Polis, man, he doesn't – you don't know when something's going to come because he just blindsides you with it, whether it's going to be a mask or a shutdown or even a reopening. You know, he doesn't give you any dates or time.
Well, has he lost his better judgment?
Has he?
I don't know.
We're going to talk.
I think it's a little bit of an overreach.
All right. Yeah. Here's what we want to do. And we're going to have some good, not good, right? Inflections, everything in the world. We're going to have some good programming for you this next week. We got Juan Padro. He's going to come on the show tomorrow at 2 p.m., right? Or Friday?
No, Friday.
Friday at 2 p.m. We've also got
we're going to have Josh Nuremberg on Friday, too.
Are we really? Yes.
Yes.
Talk about
well, that's news to me, considering he hasn't answered my text yet.
Oh, well, now the heat is on. Now he's got to do it.
Little pressure.
Exactly.
I had a CBS piece that I recorded. My computer shut down beforehand, but I'm going to see if I can find it through the back way here. I wanted to play this piece because this is going to be some of the programming that we have, opponents and proponents of what's happening here. Juan Padro actually... Jay, if I get my computer here.
Spreading the virus. The governor announced today last call for buying alcohol will be moving from 2 a.m. to 10 p.m. He is still finalizing the order. Our Alan Janae reporting tonight on the expected impact. Alan, we do know this will cover casinos and liquor stores and the already struggling restaurants and bars.
So that's downtown, right? Alan Janae reports, CBS 7. Keep it up, Jay. I'm going to talk over.
All service will have been shut down a few minutes ago at 10 p.m. across the state. Now, for bars like Blake Street Tavern right here, they were pinning a lot of hopes on the return of pro baseball and basketball and hockey
Rockies
on TV
fire
and
back
the people
up
to
this
watch
Friday.
It, to try and recover $1.8 million in losses. But one bar manager told me today, this is a punch in the gut.
The inside space, you got the outside space.
Yes, sir. We've got a brand new beer garden.
At Blake Street Tavern, owner Chris Fuselier shows off his COVID
we have
beer
calls
garden
out
on top
to
of
Chris
18,000 square feet of space inside.
Which I'm anticipating a call back from.
At the governor's decision.
Is he in the wrong?
He's absolutely in the wrong.
Fuselier argues they're vigorous about rules on distancing and masks.
We are more regulated than anybody. We will maintain the distancing.
He says if he stops serving at 10, the night is not over.
And they're going to keep the party going.
and then they're going to go to their apartments or their condos, and they're going to drink there.
Oh, you
And they're
guys
not gonna
sound
socially
off.
distance,
We want to
and
hear
they're
from
not
you
gonna
on
be
the
wearing their
stream
masks.
today.
Outside Bordeaux in the Highlands, one of his 10 restaurants, Juan Padro is backing the governor's
He'll be on
move,
Friday.
knowing rising infection rates are troubling.
He's got reason to be concerned for that, I think.
Still, Padro knows there are other gathering places where young adults may be getting infected.
I think he was really smart to limit it to 30 days and reevaluate. We'll see if it moves the meter a whole lot. I think he's just seeing if it does. I don't even think he knows if it will.
Fuselier notes only about a dozen and a half of Colorado's 400-plus outbreaks are traced to establishments that serve alcohol.
Why are we being picked on? 10 o'clock at night? I mean, we've got to survive, and we are already dying as it is.
Tough move on top of tough times.
If that's the decision he's going to make, then I'm going to get behind it.
Even if it costs you.
Even if it costs me.
That's probably the sound clip
Coincidentally,
of the
Fuselier
day
and other
right
tavern
there.
owners.
Bring this down. And again, we thank you for thank you for joining us. It's a Wednesday, July 22nd. We've got a lot to discuss, and also we're going to go through photos and just reminisce about last night's summer dinner series. 6 more dinners to go. SummerDinnerSeries.com is where you can get your tickets at the Downtown Pizza Republica. Man, your staff killed it last night, George.
That was a fun night. A lot of plates last night.
Very polite of you to say it that way. Yes, there were
Lots of plates are lots of plates. It's good.
lots of plates last night. One of the things that I want to do with you guys right now is the showtime, Brian.
I know. I'm
let's-
ready. I'm trying to log on
Jay,
to the
Jay,
Facebook
showtime.
page
You
right
pumped
here.
on this?
Oh,
you don't
man.
drink. This doesn't.
I want to
affect
play
you,
some
though.
tennis with this topic. You know that.
Right.
There's a
And
lot
George,
to talk about
let's
right
get
now.
after
All
it.
right, so we're going to do our own headlines. Here's the headline of the day. Colorado governor orders alcohol sales to cease at 10 p.m. in efforts to slow spread of coronavirus. Now, I want you to do this. And you can either do it a straightforward one, an onion one. You can do parody to your headline. I want everybody to create a headline in their mind of what this is going to actually be. This is the headline that they want you to have. And so, first of all, let's all agree. Do we think by stopping serving liquor at 10 p.m. is going to slow the spread of coronavirus?
I do not.
No.
Jay?
I do not also.
Okay. I don't even think the governor knows. Even Juan Padro acknowledged that. He says, I don't think truly know what it's going to do, but I'm all for it if we, let's see. It might.
Well,
right?
I mean, initially I was like, automatically, I'm like, dude, that's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. And the more I think about it, I'm almost leaning towards a Juan Padro's view of like, listen, man, I don't know, but I'm willing to go 30 days and check it out and see if it does.
Well,
but
wait.
I don't own any restaurants.
Jay, do you know which restaurant
Start
group
thinking of
has
your headline.
the most COVID outbreaks in the state right now? Do you know which restaurant group it is?
I do not.
No.
Who is it?
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has reported
Really?
6 stores with coronavirus. Okay?
That's terrible.
That's more than McDonald's, Starbucks, and we're going after bars?
Rebecca Berry says on the stream, I can be inebriated at brunch at 11 a.m. on a Saturday. I can and will be, right? Rebecca,
She's drinking right now. What are you talking about?
Drinking right. Can and will be. But the point is well taken. And again, this conversation, and I want you guys to do this too. I'll put a poll. If I can log into my Facebook, I will. I'm locked out of my Facebook, as you guys can see. I want you guys to sound off on the stream. And if you're watching this right now, here's the headline. Colorado governor orders alcohol sales to cease at 10 p.m. in efforts to slow spread of coronavirus. We're going to have, we have George Eder in here. He owns a downtown restaurant, right? He owns 2 restaurants. It's the business, and businesses are struggling mightily right now. But write your headline and post this in our stream on the Modern Eater Facebook page. We'd love to see what your headline is. George, are you working on yours in your head right now?
I'm working on mine in my head. I can tell you what the headline will be in 30 days.
What will it be?
50% of Colorado bars close permanently. Like, no one can take another hit from the shutdown. And if you're a bar, you don't even start to get busy. People get home from work. They get something to eat. They unwind, they change, they want to get a little bit of sense of social time. Bars, I've owned bars. You don't get busy until 10 o'clock.
No, you're paying your rent from 10 till 2 for sure. Yeah.
He could have done it till midnight and at least given them a fighting chance.
Well, let's talk about what that does. Okay, from your staff's point of view. So when folks get off, right, I know a lot of service. There's Don's Mixed Drinks, service industry bar,
100%.
right? Milwaukee Street Tavern, service industry. They're all over Denver, right?
Yeah.
When folks get off from a night's work and they've served you drinks all night long and they'd like a delicious cocktail and it's past 10 p.m., they're going to Barbara's house or Jim's house now. And you know what? It's not going to be responsibly in a restaurant when you're with, paired down to a party of 4 or 6 of your friends, doing it responsibly out in public. You are now relegated to the alleys, to the shadows, to the darkness. And when that happens, the governor is just asking for people to gather in larger groups because the activities are still going to be there. So now here's where
That's a great point.
I really don't like to get into the politics end of this, but I do know my fair share of politics. I'll go with the mask. But now you're infringing upon things to where it's like, Governor, how do you believe that you know what's better off for me? Because I'm not responsible enough to make a decision.
Well, I got a counterpoint for you on this. Even though I agree with this, I don't think it's the right thing. My counterpoint would be on some of the data that I've pulled out today about who is being affected right now with COVID. So where I might give him a little leniency on his decision, did you know that in the last 2 weeks, the median age of COVID has dropped almost like 10 years?
Yeah, considerably.
Considerably. And so the question that I would ask is what age do you think that most people are that are out drinking between 10 and 2? What would you say is
Well, they're
the
going
age?
to do it anyway, right? Aren't they going to do it anyway?
Yeah, yes, totally.
So does
They're
it
going to
matter?
do it anyway.
Does it
But
matter?
I'm just
Does it
saying,
matter?
well, I don't
Does it
know.
matter?
It might.
It doesn't.
It might. I
It
mean,
doesn't.
33
Because, listen,
33 years old is the age right now that is being most affected.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters because there's a methodology that's going on here, and the methodology that's being proposed to people that if we cut you off because we know what's best for you, that now you will not have a decision-making process, and so numbers will lower. That's the mindset. Completely counterproductive mindset when the reality is if there's a need or a desire, just like water finding its own level, people will find a way to drink. No doubt.
Well, when they
100%.
close the bars, the
But
sad
now
thing, yeah,
you're
I mean,
dealing with people's livelihoods.
Well, but we were,
Now
right? We
when
closed
your
bars already.
Now when your decision-making process of how you believe your government overreach is a process of thought process that you're doing because you believe somebody else cannot make those decisions their own, now you're starting to get into an area that because you want people to think a certain way, you're going to affect people's livelihoods. Now, responsibly thinking, you should be able to go into a restaurant if we're open with social distancing guidelines in place and put the faith into the process. We've been told that the process, there's no more faith in the process.
And here's the issue. It's not really that there's not faith in the process because there's some people doing it right. There's some people not doing it at all. But as a restaurant owner, I can tell you that I have had zero contact from the Denver Health Department and zero contact from Tri-County, and I've had to search out all of this information on my own because the communication's not coming from there. And any communication we do get, it varies from the president's message is different than the governor's, then is different from the mayor's, then is different from the Douglas County commissioner, right? And it's that way all the way across the United States. And people are going to find a way to go out. In Miami, they're on lockdown and restaurants are getting shut down and bars are getting shut down. But 5 minutes away in Broward County, they're open. Everybody from Miami just drives over there.
Yeah.
So what did you do to control the spread? Nothing. There's got to be a consistent message. It's the same with masks. If we all know the right thing to do is to wear a mask. We're not trying to impose on anybody's liberties or take them away. They got a very simple choice. If you want to go out in public, put it on. If you want to sit in your car and drive around all day, you don't need a mask. Don't wear one. But you have a choice. If I want to go out, put it on. If I don't want to go out, I can stay at home and not wear a mask forever. It's easy.
Let's do this, you guys. Let's do a little recap of what we're doing. Talking about this order that came down, and last night we stopped it at 10 o'clock. We thought it was immediate, right? He gave you a couple of days. What's that doing is it's getting people thinking like, wait, what does this mean? What's next? I always think about like, what's next? What are you going to do to us next? Right? You can take booze away altogether because your mindset as our governor is that booze is going to make us lose our inhibitions, and we're going to start touching each other and making out with strangers and getting real close, and that's the mindset. But what's next is that people will start drinking before 10. They might be like Rebecca Berry is the minute that's discovered that, oh, maybe brunch is a problem. Now we're going to kill Sunday brunches. We're going to turn the alcohol off then.
Well, but you're not turning the alcohol. We already talked about that, Greg. All you're going to do is increase bottle service at 9:45.
Yeah, but your bottle,
everyone's going to buy a bottle.
Look at my staff from last night. We had mixed cocktails and all that kind of stuff. They know they can't get to the liquor store to get all their stuff. They're calling their friends, go to the liquor store, buy this, go to the liquor store, buy that. I'll see you at the house at 10:30.
Totally.
And
this is going to backfire.
They're planning 100% on, all right, I don't have to go to the bar. I can't go to the bar now.
Yeah.
So we're all meeting at so-and-so's house.
And what does it do for a 48-year-old guy like me? Nothing. I'm not going to be out there.
No.
But what does it do for my friends that own restaurants and bars and are trying to make an honest living by just taking what's the incentive to be in the business right now?
It takes away that at 4 hours of 30 to 40% income that you're trying to float.
You can still serve soda. What's wrong with you, George?
Yeah, I'm going to have a hard time selling soda after midnight, I can tell you that.
That's true. Okay, we're going to break off for just a second. We'll take this quick turnaround. We'll come back. We'll do a reset. Summer Dinner Series number 2, that went off without a hitch last night to a sold-out crowd in downtown Denver at the well-appointed, very palatial, spacious, lovely,
Beautifully. Sexy. God, desirable.
Decorated so well.
Well-conditioned.
Yeah.
Dude, the verbs are flying.
They are.
I love the description. It's making me all tingly.
SummerDinnerSeries.com. What's the governor up to, man? I mean, this is a serious question. I go along with a lot. I'll tell you, put your mask on. Be responsible.
If you want, I'll straighten it all out when we get back.
Oh, Jay's going to straighten it out.
Well, I think
we have
I know
pictures for you. It's a full show. We're a lively bunch today. This is a big one. This is a big deal, you guys. Also, do we have a guest coming up in the next segment?
In the next segment, I don't think so. No.
Okay. No guest this segment. This next segment coming up after we break off, you're our guest. If you're watching right now, Jay's going to put our Zoom meeting link into the comments on the live stream, the Modern Eater Facebook page. If you're watching it anywhere else than the Modern Eater Facebook page, you want to get to our Facebook page because that's where the party's popping off. We're going to put a link there for you. You can sound off, right? You can sound off and come on the show. Tell us what you think about that and give us your headline. Here's what the headline is for today. Colorado governor orders alcohol sales to cease at 10 p.m. in efforts to slow the spread of coronavirus. Here's mine. Colorado governor orders alcohol sales to cease after 10 p.m. to increase the spread of coronavirus and house parties bumping it off for kids that want to get together or people just in general that say, hey, you know what? We can't go out and drink. So we're going to do it at home.
Well, we've got a listener right now, Greg, who really is adamant that this is good. We need to do that.
Cool. We'll
Please,
send the link out.
All
right, Jay, you ready for a break?
Reach out.
Let's break off. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Chris Johnson here, owner of Rome Sausage, your hyper-local source for all things sausage awesomeness. My family is proud to carry on the fine traditions of Rome's founder, Jerry Rome, by producing a variety of amazing sausage in small batches with an eye on quality, not quantity. Every batch is made here in the great state of Colorado by hand-mixing spices, utilizing lean cuts of pork to make an outstanding product. Sourcing ingredients and materials locally, we are committed to supporting local vendors, chefs, restaurants, and the entire Colorado food scene. Getting hungry yet? Brats, Italian, breakfast, hot Polish, green chili, chicken apple, and the world's best chorizo. You can source all of our sausage through a variety of food service distributors. If your distributor doesn't carry it, call us. We'll come direct. You want a custom item? We'll do that too. Samples, and of course, sausage jokes, can be had by contacting me directly at chris@romesausage.com or by phone at 303-296-7663. The modern eater loves Rome sausage, and I know you will too.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey guys, with Modern Eater, this is Rich O'Brien with Elevation Food Service Reps. I'm here with one of ourselves, a newly appointed hospitality specialist, Felina Hilliard, and we're here in our showroom, and we've got our bar set up, we've got a lot of time. Come see us, come see what we've got, and Felina can help you guys out in the world of hospitality with anything. Take a little journey into the 38th Avenue kitchen just to see what's going on in here, and as I come in here, I'm noticing... Howard, what are you doing? Nothing. Show me, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing? Look at this beautiful equipment in here. Look at this beautiful... Chefs, restaurateurs, anybody that has anything to do with food service, come on over. We'd love to help you with menu development, love to show you everything about equipment, and maybe we'll even have a few pops.
Hey guys, it's Carly Smith-Berry, Gutmother here. I've teamed up with Biker Jim Pittenger to bring you guys a delicious 5-course dinner on July 21st at Pizza Republica downtown at 6 p.m. So get your tickets now at summerdinnerseries.com, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Oh, back. All right, man, I'm distracted. Why? Because this topic is too good. We're back in studio here, Studio Kitchen, Colorado, after a lively night last night. It was a great dinner, Summer Dinner Series, and summerdinnerseries.com is where you can get your tickets to join us for 6 more Tuesday nights in a row. The lineup is superb. Okay, this topic.
Wait a second. Summerdinnerseries.com.
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 Summerdinnerseries.com. I'm telling you.
And I just got a talk in there, 3-layer chocolate torte. Delicious.
Ooh. Oh, last night.
Yep, still dreaming about that.
Biker Jim, man.
Oh, that was delicious torte right there.
That was good.
And I told everyone, did you hear that table that was his friends? They gave me a hard time because I said, I got to tell you, Jim makes good hot dogs, but he's a better damn dessert cook than,
Oh, yeah, they did lay in.
They got on me, but he does that every time. He is one of the best, like his cheesecake, his torte. He loves making stuff that's complicated like that. I love the guy.
Okay, you guys, we posted the link. If you want to join our Zoom meeting, you don't have to put your video on. You know, if you want to just join by audio, that's fine. But we do want to hear from you, especially from you, Miss Cook. Or Mr. Cook. I don't know whether that's a guy or gal, but complaining about the issue without trying to adapt to it is an issue. Okay, that's a slippery slope, my friend, and here's why. Where's the extent of what an issue is? So if we're told we can't use our cars for whatever reason, should we just adapt so that it's not an issue?
Even better, Greg, how much of, as a restaurateur, I've had the past 5 months, I've done nothing but adapt and plan and change, and I continue to do so. And I don't understand how
No, this
all
being
of this
asked,
is going to do.
Adapt until you die.
Well, I think that may end up being the case in the end for bars.
Well, think about that. You're a bar owner, and you had to close, a couple weeks ago, right? If you just didn't serve food, if you just had a bar. Here's one thing I'm thinking about the other day driving home. Man, when I was in a corporate job, something that I looked forward to was driving home and stopping by the bar and having a drink with one of my friends. And that would bring my spirits up. That would change my head and get me back in the game. And I'm wondering about all those people who are driving home. They just want to have a drink, man. I just want to let off a little steam. Give me a couple of rum and cokes and make my night that much better. But now I can't do that. So now I'm depressed. So now I go home and I take out this depression or whatever's on my mind on other people instead of just letting it go with a couple drinks. So I'm not complaining, but you changed my life.
Are you asking for a friend?
Hey man,
Will
you
you
know,
be
how,
my friend,
you know how
babe?
difficult it is to ride your levels and you start screaming into a microphone like that?
He's animated right now. Jay, you said you were going to make this all go away.
Oh, here's the thing, man. Let me put my camera up so people can see where this super genius comes from.
And by the way, when you did the stand-up comedy you did last night, a couple minutes of it, we're going to play that on the show.
Oh, is that what you were cued
We're gonna
on?
play. It's not
well,
queued up
I mean,
yet,
listen,
but we
it
are
wasn't
gonna play it.
stand-up comedy. It was you asking me to do, and I did. Something about ranch dressing popped into my brain. I said
you
it.
went berserk.
Here's the thing with the governor, man. The governor is trying, and I know this is going to sound weird, but he's trying to make everybody happy, right? To where he probably goes home and sits there and thinks, like, I know this isn't going to fix it, but I have to do something because everybody's looking at me because I'm the governor. So fix the problem or help the problem. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to do something, right? Because let's face it, honestly, there's no one answer.
But what's the problem?
COVID, the spread of COVID, right? So, so the problem is that people are looking at him going like, you're doing nothing to try and stop the spread of COVID. And so he's saying, well, I can't
How about taking a fire hose to all the trash that's in the park in front of the Capitol?
Obviously,
and
you can't
spraying
do that,
it right out of
though.
there?
You know, that's like a rhetorical question.
That's
Because
not.
Of course it is.
Why?
Because you can't take
That
a
seems
fire hose and
logical
do
to
it.
me.
Well, it seems logical to you.
Fire hose.
But if you were the governor, you wouldn't do it either.
Metaphorically speaking, if I was the governor, I would clean that park up.
Yeah, Camp COVID. Don't call it a park. Call it Camp COVID.
But then
man.
you're
What's
gonna
going on there?
but then you're gonna have an advisor, Greg, that's gonna tell you like, listen, man,
That he's too soft, and I want
if
him
you
out.
go in there and you do that, you're not gonna win the next election. You're not gonna get the votes. If you go in there and clean this out, it's gonna piss off more
probably
people.
The smartest thing you ever did. I can't believe we haven't heard a ding dong yet. Guys, sound off on this thing. We put out the Zoom link. I think we've done this twice. And Rebecca Berry took us up the first time. She'll probably do it again.
So
click this Zoom link.
Tajahi,
Okay, here we go.
They keep commenting, but the last comment that came in was
adapt until you die. That was my
addressing the issue is what
I like that quote too.
What we need, right? You all are running and composing. I don't know I can't understand what that means.
Okay, here's the newest comment. Adapt until you die, in quotes. That was what I said. This is the mindset we have to get out of. I had friend's mother who died from COVID. We have to look out for our neighbors and our friends, especially when we have a business in our neighborhood. I get it.
And we agree on that part.
And so let's have the further conversation. You could transfer. I had a friend's mother who died from fill in the blank.
Cancer.
Now let's get rid of anything that would have been a factor leading up to that person's death. My friend died in a car accident because of a drunk driver.
Bingo. Let's get rid of all alcohol.
My friend's mother died from a climbing accident. You could go
mother
on.
died getting jumped by a bum next to the state capitol.
Right, but I mean, with the environment that we're in now with COVID, we're 6 months into this realistically. And
we're reaching right now.
There's a lot of information out there of what we can do to stay safe, from 6 foot distancing to wearing a mask. And you guys know me. I'm militant about masks and distancing and doing it the right way.
We all are, yeah.
Okay, and executing the safest plan possible for all my guests and all my staff. We don't need to politicize this anymore.
Thank you.
We all know where it stands. To me, politics are like a tree. Everything lives in the middle in that trunk. If a branch goes too far out to the right, you kind of have to cut it off. If a branch goes too far out to the left, you got to cut it off because it's going to pull the whole tree over. We got to live in the middle, and that's where a little bit of tolerance and compromise has to come in. Governors and mayors need to quit politicizing this and just treat it as a public health piece that it is.
Well, this wouldn't be politicized if there weren't reaches into left field that were affecting people's livelihoods, businesses, and everyday lifestyle. And I think it might be worth, since we've been having this conversation, I think it might be worth just revisiting that 1-minute clip from the governor and hearing the reasoning and logic one more time. I did put a poll up. Did the governor make the right call with a 10 p.m. booze curfew? Right? Yes or no? It's an easy one. Sound off on that. But let's revisit the governor. And do I think Governor Polis has great intentions for all of us? Yes. Do I think that he's misguided and also playing a very fatherly or dictatorship role of saying, look, I know how this should go down. And the truth of the matter is that you can't control yourself if you get a little boozy. You know what I'm talking about. Laugh, scratch, and you'll start getting too close. So I'm just going to make this call for you guys, right? Let's do. Can I do that and get? No, you can't. Not right. Let's listen.
The cause of some of this spike has been behavior that has been fine and normal.
Okay. We'll just start that. Let's rewind that. All right. Is this not somebody telling you that they know what's better for you than
it's all of our dads?
Yeah. Here we go.
Well, he's got some great writers, is what I would say.
And he's got some good points too. But why not come out and say, "Hey, listen, you know what? This would be great." Yeah. And I keep going back to the cookie jar theory. Jay thinks it's crap, but if you say to somebody, "Hey, listen, keep out of the cookie jar. Don't put your hand in." And you ask me for a cookie, right? You're going to be like, damn.
I don't think.
Hold on. You want that. You're like, I want that cookie. You go, hey, man, gorge yourself. Eat as many damn cookies as you possibly want. They're I buy them in bulk. They're not worth. Knock yourself out in the cookie jar. You're going to be like, it's a cookie over there.
I just think that's situational, and it'll work depending on the situation, and it won't work on some other
Here's your
ones.
cookie jar. Why hasn't anybody clicked this link? Oh, wait.
Oh, that's Rebecca Berry. She's like,
come on, Rebecca.
Oh, it's just Rebecca.
Let's go.
Well, I'll let her.
I'll
let her in. Go ahead.
Here we go.
Where we have seen the cause of some of this spike has been behavior that has been fine and normal during non-pandemic times for people who are 20 to 29, and that includes getting inebriated and so
20 to 29.
Hey, when you play these real quick, I'm sorry, take your cursor off the bottom because
but I'm going in now.
I know, but it turns it dark though. There's a difference in the video part of it.
There better be,
I think.
I
may have made that last part. I'm so
well,
sorry.
You were saying 20 to 29, and
up.
I think you were going to jump on my thing if I said 33 years old. But what I would say on that is it's coming down. So it came down 10 years in about 2 weeks.
I can tell you.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not going to name any names of places.
Chicago.
But there's some people, and it's not in Chicago, or just right here in Denver. They're in Colorado. There's some operators that are doing it 100% by the book. There's some operators that are not. There's no enforcement for the ones that are running a free-for-all.
There is no book. There is no by the book.
There is no book, but then Polis gets wind of it and changes the policy for everybody.
Yeah.
And you can have guys like Blake Street Chavin that have everything on lockdown, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have anybody standing at the bar. Everybody's socially distanced. They spent thousands and thousands of dollars, the same as I have, to build an outside beer garden patio.
Here it is. Opening day. And Friday, right? They live for this. It's going to be let out for the game. They're going to be coming by. We'll be ready for them. But you have 20 minutes.
Yep.
I say start selling people kegs.
Whoa. I say take a good look at to-go business real fast and have tables ready to go. It is your job.
There's going to be so many workarounds to this dumbass. God, let's hear it again.
Socializing with people outside your household. That means late night at restaurants and bars that have converted to restaurants. It means at private parties.
Wait. Private parties.
How do you enforce it?
Well,
Did
your
he
tax
really
dollars.
just said that?
Yeah,
Did he say that?
He said it.
Play that again. I didn't hear that the first 2 times I listened
So
to
if
this.
you have more than 10 people in your
Converted to
backyard,
restaurants, it means at private parties.
Oh man, I need to go back.
Socializing with people outside your household. That means late night at restaurants and bars that have
Man,
converted to restaurants. It means at private
It's
parties.
like, I don't own a restaurant, so I'm coming from, it's somebody like George would be like, dude, shut up. But it's like, what I see and what I hear when I watch this, man, is I see a governor who's trying to make everybody happy. I mean, I think midnight would have been a lot smarter if one of his advisors would be like, I like where you're going with this because everything's politics. You don't want it to be politics, but it is, right? So I would like somebody to go, man, listen, I know where you're going with this. Do midnight because you're going to have a lot of restaurant owners that close at midnight or close at 1 or something that are just like, you know what, I can deal with that. I like it. I can live with it. Cool. Good job because you're doing something and I could still try and make a little bit of money.
Call me crazy, but even 10-minute revision, call me nuts, but I'd love to see things like this actually go through a legislature and maybe a voting process and maybe us involved.
But how long?
and
But
maybe
you know
more
how long that
business
would
people.
take, right? I mean,
right, to just come out of left field, though, and let's continue listening to our governor.
Sure that we don't let our judgment lapse from social distancing
Thanks, Dad.
because we're inebriated.
Okay.
Right? So there's a safer way to do these things in a pandemic. I know part of the fun is being around 80, 100 people. Can't do that now. Learn the new way. Learn to do 3, 4, 5 people. Have fun in a safe way. Normally in our state, last call is 2 in the morning. For the next 30 days, last call for alcohol is going to be 10 p.m. statewide.
I mean, okay, and Rebecca Bear, she's standing by.
and at the end of his video here, he goes, 80 to 100 people. We all know what the rule is. It's 50.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't penalize the people that are doing it right.
correctly. Yeah.
There's bars out there that are
and that's where the enforcement
handling it
comes.
correctly. There's zero enforcement out there.
Yeah, and there's zero enforcement out there for this too. It's going to be interesting because when I look at stuff like this, I don't look at really what this is or what's going on with this. I always look at something like this and go, well, what's next?
Sure.
It's just it's a chisel.
Well, but then let me, on that point, is it better then? Because listen, I will tell you, we sitting in this chair last week, we thought that last week they were going to close restaurants, right? I think the bigger problem, right,
you know what? And I think this
it could be.
This was an effort not to close restaurants.
And so in a way,
I think it really was.
And so in a way, that's what I'm giving him a little.
I'll
the more
buy
and
that,
more
yeah.
I
You're
listen
thinking-
to this, I'm going. I listen. I don't like what he's doing. I don't think anybody does. But I think you got to do something, and I just don't know.
That's my thing.
How much
Is he's
time
doing
is left
something
in this segment? We've got.
we should actually
we
do
should,
it.
We should break, but I want to give Rebecca Berry a couple minutes. All right, bring her up. You got 2 minutes, Rebecca Berry. Give us your best shot.
That's a tough one, Greg. You egged me on, so here I am. And first of all, I only like 5 to 7 people, so I'm fine with that.
Me too.
No, I just think it's absolutely absurd. And my point about brunch is more like you can get a group out at any hour of the day and be, quote, inebriated and inappropriate and expanding boundaries of, social contact. Closing the bars at 10 o'clock is not going to make that difference. And you're absolutely right. People are going to congregate regardless. Like you said, the bartenders, what do they do when they get off work? They go to relieve themselves of dealing with the general public. And it's just going to cause more chaos at the end of the day. I believe in wearing a mask. I believe in being socially responsible. But it's not happening at the big box stores. You're not seeing it in King Supers or Safeway or whatever it is now. We're in and out. And Trader Joe's does it. They're good about it. But what makes us so different? How come we're the only industry impacted by this?
Yeah,
So
that's a
I'm
good point. I
frustrated
forgot
today.
about that.
It's an overreach.
Yeah, I'm very frustrated by this.
This is a very certain overreach.
Well, wait, though. Let me ask Rebecca. In
Money in
Denver, are you
politics.
still seeing people in King Supers? Because I'll tell you, I live up in the mountains, and I do not see it in anymore. I did a couple weeks ago, but since King Supers I think it was last week, said no more. King Supers, Costco, I think a bunch of people said no more. I don't see it
So
anymore.
Costco's been doing masks and doing the in and out since it started, Brian. But I could be in an aisle and 20 people could be in the same aisle.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's more what I mean, like the social touch where Trader Joe's, they have in and out. You wait in a line. They're very responsible. our restaurants are first and foremost in health and safety and sanitation. So it's very frustrating to see us on another kind of hands tied procedure when we're not following through on compliance across the board. It's just not right.
Here's a quote that you guys can steal. It's not common sense, it's politics. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you were talking to the governor and you go, listen, man, just by closing down the thing, that's not going to stop the spread of COVID. That's like saying, well, close bars at 10 o'clock because then that's going to cut down the drunk driving deaths every year and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's all common sense. But we're not doing common sense. It's politics. Ooh. George, you like that?
Well, and I will not name any names, but I am well aware of bars that stayed open and restaurants that stayed open when they shouldn't have. I'm not a supporter of that. I think that we need to do what's right through the process. But I do see this expanding if we do have to close at 10. It's just become a complete issue. And, I do agree that owner-operators who are not responsible should be held accountable. But those who are, George runs a great ship with Pizza Republica, and he shouldn't be punished for this. And nobody was not wearing a mask yesterday. Everybody was socially responsible yesterday.
Rebecca, where do you see the problem that none of our government officials, George has restaurants in 2 cities and 2 counties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And no one from the state, city, county has come to him and said, let me help you, let me guide you, let me do anything for you. Is there a problem with that?
It's a huge problem. And I actually would suggest that maybe we pull, and I hate to throw Steve on this, but Steve Chevalier on a call at some point this week, because he used to work for Tri-County and consults in this, because I do agree. Why are there not food and safety people in discussing, coaching him and advising on what should be done properly? Now, again, I think George is a great owner and runs things well, but still we should all be educated as if you're an owner operator or anybody touching food service. The fact that that's not happening and we're just getting punished left and right is very frustrating.
Hey, turn around there. Mo's asking for last call.
Last call. What's that, Greg?
On your background.
Just your background.
Your background.
You're at Mo's
Bob's
bar. So this is my new. It's my new thing. It's easier than seeing my washer and dryer in the background.
Rebecca Berry, thanks. Here's the poll. Did the gov make the right call by 10 p.m. booze curfew? Yes at 27%, no at 73%. I'd like to see how that evens out. I'm really starting to like Taj on the stream. I want to encourage you, do what Rebecca Berry did. Hit this Zoom link. Let's have a conversation. I agree with you, Greg. Midnight would have been a better choice. I don't know that I said that.
No, that
a
was
better
me.
choice for time-wise, but not everyone is making the same wise decisions, sir. Let's take it through a process, Taj. That's what I like about this country. I don't like when the governor says this morning, I'm going to pop up and do something that's going to affect your business in a big way. And I didn't talk to anybody about it.
Well, but I would say
I'm
that's
just feeling
new politics.
No, brother,
man.
that is the
They're
worst
looking for
of politics,
it's zingers.
man.
That's what our politicians are doing to us lately. It's all about I'm going to wake up and I'm going to zing you with some comment or some new law or something.
Okay, I have to direct you to the moderneater.com. We're getting so proud of this website, and Faith is working real hard on it in the background. We're doing a daily show, so when we archive our daily show, you can look for it. Oh, dang it. Faith, where's the picture for the blog today? What'd she say?
There's an echo coming from back there somewhere.
Update it.
Update the refresh. Yeah, I did. I refreshed. No picture on the front page.
Let's take a commercial and then come back to that. Yeah. It's commercial time.
I'm doing it. I'm trying to bring people to check.
Well, all right. I just,
The Modern Eater. All right. Excuse that we don't have a picture for it, but we will. In the thing, top, click on what will last call at 10 p.m. accomplish? More private parties? ? Click on that. We've got photos from yesterday's summer dinner series. We're going to go through these photos. We're also going to look at some of the video from last night. Jay, can I continue doing this, or shall I go to break here before I'm done?
Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm just trying to keep it. What'd you say before the show started? If you can keep us on track, then we'll do it. So
on that blog, we have the governor's remarks, and we want to hear from you about those as well. Please click the link we're taking calls, I guess you would say, or Zoom calls. Yeah, we're taking calls. If you want to come and join us, the Zoom link is in there. Just click on it. We'd be happy to hear what you have to say about this topic. Also, I want to hear your headline. Here's one for you. This is the media headline. Colorado's governor orders alcohol sales to cease at 10 p.m. in an effort to slow spread of coronavirus. I call BS. What do you say? We'll be right back.
Mother gosh in heaven.
What?
All right. Nah,
Man, I'm going to go over there. Hey, does anybody want to do a stream show, produce this thing?
Hi guys, it's Rebecca Berry with Hot Schedules powered by Ford. With all of the recent COVID rules and regulations, you may feel like you have way too many cooks in the kitchen. Well, fortunately, Ford is the leading hospitality provider and partner when it comes to onboarding, HR, payroll, tax, and compliance needs. So that way you can keep all of those cooks in the kitchen and let us manage all of your administrative needs. That way you can focus back on your business and your growth plans. Give me a call for an analysis on how we can put that ROI back into your business and take those administrative burdens off your hands. Because nobody likes handling taxes. That's Rebecca.berry@forth.com, Rebecca.berry@forth.com. And hey, you know what's cool, guys? Keeping your mask on so that way we can keep our doors open.
Hey, Modern Eater fans, I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hey there, Barbecue All-Star. This is your year, so what if you weren't drafted? The only draft you need to be worried about is actually spelled D-R-A-U-G-H-T, and it's adult for the word beer. It's barbecue season, baby. Now get out there and grill your ass off.
Yeah, there we go. It's their summer dinner series. I'm a farmer. What's up, everybody? This is Kaibab Savage, co-founder of Savage Spectrum Winery, home of Sparklet, Palisade's newest premier sparkling wine producer, coming to you live from our vineyard. You can see this beautiful vineyard behind us. We're so happy to pair up with the Modern Eaters for the Summer Dinner Series. Check them out online, summerdinnerseries.com, to get your tickets. You could come hang out with us. You can try our latest releases of our Sparklets. It's the perfect aperitif to pair with these amazing creations the chefs are going to bring you. Can't wait to see you guys, hang out with you guys, tell you about our story, get to know you better. Hope to see you there.
Man, that was.
I just had to get hyped up. I just had to get, feeling good.
Bring my computer up.
Of this spike has been behavior that has been fine and normal during non-pandemic times for people who are 20 to 29, and that includes getting inebriated and socializing with people outside your household. That means late night at restaurants and bars that have converted to restaurants. It means at private parties. And
private parties. Private parties. How are they going to?
How are they going to force it? But who the hell is he to tell me that we all get inebriated? Who the hell is he to tell me we can't drink responsibly?
Okay. He says it's okay.
No,
if
I mean,
you do.
I think there's a little bit of.
You need to do what
Dad,
you can
settle down.
To make sure that we don't let our judgment lapse from social distancing because we're inebriated.
Our judgment lapse.
So there's a safer way to do these things in a pandemic. I know part of the fun is being around 80, 100 people. Can't do that now.
But why? How's it go to that big of an extreme?
When you're not even allowed to have 80 people in the damn restaurant, you already said 50. Shit, are you confused about the own laws you made last week?
Now, learn the new way. Learn to do 3, 4, 5 people.
The new way? How about saying the temporary way? Or maybe I'd feel a little bit better about that. The new way.
I'll give it to him that he said it's a 30-day deal.
Normally
so that's
in our
what
state,
I'll give him
last
that.
call is 2 in the morning. For the next 30 days, last call for alcohol is going to be 10 p.m. statewide. The state of inebriation in a public place is inconsistent with social distancing. And last call for alcohol will be 10 o'clock. People can stay out as long as they like. But if you do want to get inebriated, please do it at home with just a few other people. And don't let your judgment lapse.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't freak anybody else out.
Oh, it gets me fired. Hey, George, isn't there a law about you're not allowed to be publicly intoxicated already?
Yes.
So is inebriation and intoxication the same thing, or am I confused?
Hold on, man. Let me just jump in, because if you actually go by what the liquor board and everybody says as far as what's legal, then every bar in the country would go out of business, because it states, and I've taken it 10 times, to where it's like as soon as somebody is visually or audibly altered, not impaired, altered by alcohol, you have to stop serving them, which in Greg's case is one drink, because I can hear it in his voice. I can hear it in his voice that you've had a drink or two or something. And so by law, right, air quotes law, I have to stop serving him. Now, I can say this because I don't own a restaurant, right? People are overserved all the time, every single minute of every single day. So there's so much gray area in the law when it comes to restaurants and alcohol and what's good and what's not and who's drunk and who's not. The gray area is just so vast in that it's like, it's almost like a conversation that's why nobody has it when it comes to restaurant owner versus politician, because they both know what the reality is, man. So it's like, that's just my
Well, but how do you know I'm drunk and I'm not high?
I don't, but you're altered by something.
Well, I assume you're always high.
In which case, I have the right to refuse service to you for anything. I mean, do you know how many people over the years I've cut off, and not knowing why I'm cutting them off? I have no idea what somebody's on or not on, and people would be like, one of the most popular excuses, like, I'm just tired. It's like, cool, then you're too tired for me to serve you alcohol because you're nodding off or whatever it is. Or it's like, I haven't drank today at all. And it's like, well, then you're on something that's not alcohol, and I can't serve you.
All of this is just spur of the moment. It can't be really enforced. I guess if they send out somebody to police this and threaten you with your liquor license, which that's why you wouldn't even take a chance at this.
Therein lies the rub, though.
Yeah, is why follow this at all?
They're not enforcing anything right now.
Right. Well, you don't want to put yourself out there.
If they were enforcing what they had right now, there probably wouldn't be the problem.
Right. Well, here's the thing is that you as a business owner that wants to do the right things, you're not going to serve anybody past 10 p.m. If you did,
and we didn't last night,
and you don't,
I
know,
we
2 days early.
We did it 2 days early.
But follow the thought process.
And I didn't find out about it until you came up and told me.
The thought process is, George, the people that play by the book will always play by the book, but you will be the most affected. The people that aren't going to play by the book and haven't will continue not to, and will still
100%.
serve people past 10 p.m. So you're not addressing the problem at that point in time.
I'm with the Juan Padros and the great operators out there in the city that, yes, I want to try and do what the governor wants us to do. And quite frankly, this 10 p.m. doesn't affect me. I close at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock on the weekend. Like, it affects my business zero by this order. But there's other people out there that have put their lifeblood into their business, and they're bar operators,
man,
and they're doing it correctly. Like Dustin at Rocker, they're open later, and he's got social distancing in his tasting room and all those things, and there's not 100 people at his spot.
30 days. Let's see if you can handle 30 days. One of the things that one of the things the restaurants had going for them was booze to go, other provisions to be able to help mitigate the losses that they were having. This is backwards. There's no mitigation here.
But I agree.
Hold that thought, because we have an appointment. We have a date.
Nice.
And this is a date that I look forward to all the time.
Oh, I didn't even look over there. Look at that. Look at who's here with us.
The doctor's here. What's happening, Dr. Baby Yoda?
I'm here for our date. What are we talking about?
Oh, man. Well, your Governor Polis, decided, well, I'm just going to pop up yesterday, and why not? I'm going to make it a criminal activity for bar owners and restaurant owners to serve alcohol past 10 p.m. So we're going to shut it down, and there's nothing you can do about it.
So I'm sure everyone's responding very well to that and totally is on board, huh?
Well, it's an interesting thing. It's not like you're, first of all, people don't get upset until you mess with our booze and our dope.
Yeah, the governor spoke for an hour. There's only 2 minutes that everybody cares about. His 1 hour speech.
Yeah, 1 hour speech, 2 minutes that really matters. So we're kind of just figuring out, when I look at stuff like this, I look at, well, what is this? But I also look at, well, what's next?
Yeah.
Right. What's coming down the road, Doctor? It's been about a week since we've seen you.
It has.
I
missed you guys.
We miss you too. So let's just go around the room to see what everybody's been doing with them. So I can tell you one thing: I haven't felt this good in years, and it's because
What's up with that?
I'll tell you, I've been addressing my sleep hygiene.
What? You listened to me?
Well, I did, but listening to you took a little bit of research and digging in. And so first step was I got this little Apple Watch, right?
Look at you.
And so this
Fancy.
Apple Watch, theoretically, I think I've told that it tracks exercise. I don't know that yet. Okay.
Here's it's broken, right?
I've heard it does that pretty good.
Baby steps.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'm more interested in the EKG that my heart's still going, right? So
that's good.
And with that, there's this cool program on there called Pillow, and it allows you to track your sleep throughout the night. So about a week and a half ago, I turned this thing on. I'm like, okay, I need to know what my sleep is. Doctor, I can't wait to show it to you. In fact, I wish we had a thing. Tomorrow, it's probably not interesting to anybody but me. Anyway, throughout the night, here's the deal. Throughout the night, at least 20 times awake.
Wow.
The average human being should have about so there's 3 sleep cycles. There's REM sleep, light sleep, heavy sleep, and then awake.
You being a nerd.
I spend a lot of the night being awake, which is not good. I don't know whether you know that. Usually you want to be sleeping when you're sleeping. I saw it starting with that. My REM sleep, you should be between 20 and 25% in the night. And that just reboots. That's like turning your computer off and restarting it, and it takes out all the crap. And
sleep cycle. Yep.
And I was getting 2%. And up about 20 to 25 times throughout the night. Terrible sleep. So I'm like, okay, I've been through this before. And my life's always just an up and down, right? My weight, my happiness, my everything goes up and down. Last time I addressed this, it was sleep apnea, right? Everybody knows that. So I went and hunted down to get back on the machine, on the box. I'm on the box again, Doc. So I got the mask on. I fired up this thing again, right? Slept like a baby all night long. 28% REM sleep, recharge.
There you go.
I feel like a little kid. I really, literally felt. I don't know how I did what I did pre-sleep. I just don't know.
Isn't it amazing once you reset how much of your life is impacted by your quality of sleep?
People, if any of what I am saying resonates with you at all, look into your sleep.
Yep.
Oh, my God. So now I geek out on it. Even Brian, it's so cute. I got the Apple Watch, the man's one. Brian got the girl's
He calls
one.
it the man's one.
It is.
If a watch determines your manhood,
so
you should
cute.
really check something different,
so
my
cute
friend.
because we're like...
Because what determines
we're a
my
couple.
manhood is actually really close to me, and it's in my pants.
Yeah. And he's got
how many steps you have, and hey, girl,
I don't know anything about
Hey,
women.
little known secret, but
it is
Brian,
kind of cute. You got matching bands, though.
Brian keeps his watch in his pants. I don't know if anybody knows that. But anyway, Brian, you got the little baby watch, which is cute, but I like that we're a couple on that.
bless your heart.
Which is cute.
So, sleep, doctor, sleep hygiene, which is opening up all kinds of other things in my life, because the other day I was like, you know what? I might go walk around a little bit. So I just strolled around the neighborhood and stuff.
Wow.
I'm telling you, things are going to be, I'm not telling you, but I'm telling you. Just like I said, Jay, and you mocked me on the first New Year's Eve, I said, I'm going to quit smoking tomorrow. You're like, yeah, okay.
Remember that was 2 years ago?
Well, I mean,
And he quit. He did quit this
Listen,
year.
man, I don't know. Mocking might be a stretch. I could see myself saying like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. That type of thing. But I don't know about mocking.
So what about you, Doc? What have you been doing to change up your life for the better?
You will be proud of me. This is my glass water bottle. Thanks to you. See, I listen back.
I like that.
I drink probably 4 a day. I pee quite a lot these days because of you. But yes, I moved my plastic water bottle, and I'm drinking more water.
That's fantastic.
I'm also getting back on the Peloton. I have one of those stationary Peloton bikes because I don't bike in real life. Because if you bike in real life, you're supposed to wear those shoes that attach you to the bike.
You don't.
And that causes anxiety for me. I'm not mature enough. I can't be attached to my bike. That's control issues. But I will do the Peloton, so I've been doing that.
That's
so
good.
Exercise and water.
Exercise and water.
Anybody that wears those shoes that connect it to their body and they actually do it, serial killer. So don't even worry about it.
I'm kind of with you on that. That's that you might be a psychopath if you wear
Just
slip-on shoes.
without the might.
How about you, Brian Freeman?
It's been working out, man. I'm down to 179.
You have been working out.
Yeah, I'm 4 pounds heavier than I graduated high school, which was 30 years ago.
Dress again.
Yeah, I'm wearing the dress. Our first date. I've been wearing it all week long, just in hopes that we'd talk again. You know how much I love you. Yeah, I am. I'm excited because I feel like
And talk about helping your sleep.
It should.
Right?
It should. It hasn't yet, and it's weird because even on one day I exercised for like 3.5 hours. Just because, now I'm in a new life. We went on our road trip, and I came home, and I said, you know what? Let's change it up. Let's get better at who I am as a person, and I wanted to just start with my body. So,
way to go!
Thanks.
We all appreciate that since you're a sex symbol. Your body's looking good, Brian. Next road trip's gonna be fun. I don't even.
That got creepy.
Perverts that I work with.
That got creepy for a minute.
Yeah, like everyone's uncomfortable. I don't know where to go.
Well,
after
we
that.
already did. Hey, listen, we already had. Like, here's how road.
Let me
trips
see
come.
that watch.
Yeah, here's how when you're stuck in a car with 3 other guys. Here's how. Here's
it's
like
weird
one car.
fast,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hey, who out of the 3 of us, if you had to, who would you date?
You have to eat or
Yeah, and the consensus is we'd all date Brian.
Oh, good way to go, Brian.
Nobody would date me, and then they all thought that Jay would just treat us like a one-night stand. So Jay's out.
Oh gosh, I take that as a compliment, actually. So, thank you. For
How
that.
about you, Mr. George? What have you been doing to improve yourself? And do you need help? Because if you need help, you're like, hey, listen, I need help.
Well, I can't self-medicate with booze after 10 o'clock, so I might have to call you, Doc. I don't drink a lot, so for me, it's a lot of reading books, and trying to stay healthy and get up in the mountains and go on a hike, and that kind of thing. So,
God, what's reading like?
Reading's
What
awesome,
else
man.
reading? If you have anything good, I need a new book. What do you got?
You Can't Kill Me by David Goggins.
I love the title. I'm totally on board.
He's awesome.
I know the author. He's written something else really popular.
Yeah, he's had a couple books. He's an ultra marathoner, but he's one of the only guys on the planet that's been a Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, Delta, Special Forces, and Spec Ops all at the same time. So
I'm totally going to look into that.
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah, get it the audio book on Amazon because he has a ghost reader that the guy who helped him write it reads the book, and then he chimes in every 5 minutes with going off, and he keeps it as raw as you can
That
possibly
sounds like
think. It's a great book.
That's a good time right there.
Yeah, and it'll empower you, especially on like exercise stuff. This guy is a absolute beast. 100-mile races through the desert, and
He's in beast mode.
He's in beast mode for sure, 100%.
I like it.
Hey, Jay, how nimble are you to be able to go into this Zoom meeting with the doctor and then fire up the screen behind it, the screen share, go to themoderneater.com, click on today's blog posting, and show the pictures of last night's dinner? If you have time, doctor. Do you have 5 minutes?
I do. I would love to see.
Would you like to see pictures?
Share
So click share your screen there.
uh-huh.
Yeah, go to themoderneater.com.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Hey, doctor, let me ask you
Should we
thoughts on
break
something.
for that?
Yeah, I mean we should break for it. And
Brian's
I've got some
gonna
stuff. I got.
Ask a quick question.
really
you can ask. You can come.
esoteric-
I'm going to ask you, and then you can tell us when we come
What
back
is
from
it?
the break. I want to pose that question to her about the bars, about when we close down bars, and I'm that guy who wants to just stop by one on the way home and have a drink, and now you've really screwed up, and you took the little depression that I had about my job and my life and how miserable everything is, and it would have all just faded away with a couple rum and cokes, and now I can't have that. Where do those people go? And is suicide rates up? Or what's going on right now? And it could be tied to bars.
Oh, jeez.
So do we need to open our bars up because we need to give people that little bit of relief?
Yeah, no pressure on Polis. This was what's going to keep people from killing themselves. Yeah.
Well, it's a different way to look at it.
Yeah. Now, or do you have to go to a break?
It depends on how much effort you want to put into answering that.
I guess I would say you're not going to like my answer because it's going to be super gross and psychologist of me. And I'm going to say I totally get where people are coming from, that they don't like that level of control over their business. But if people are needing those 2 drinks to manage their mental health, I'm worried about those people. Those people actually do probably need to develop some better, different, more skills to take care of themselves. You can't really just rely on one and say, if my one coping skill gets taken away, I'm not okay. That's not healthy. I get it from the business side, from the people who are saying, hey, now you're screwing with my business. But if it's from the people who are individually saying, you took away my coping skill, I would say you need more coping skills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great answer, because it's like, okay, if that drew a red flag for you, that you're going to go home and kick your dog because you didn't get a couple of drinks, then probably address the red flag.
Sure, but the reality, though, is how big is alcoholism in the United States? I mean, so are we going to fix it's massive, right? I mean, so I would say more people
are you asking
for
a friend?
Are probably to me this doesn't care. I have the best liquor cabinet at home, but
listen, man.
But I think it's a good. I think this is a good topic.
Any respectable alcoholic does that at home anyway, versus go out to bars and drink. I mean, even in my days when I was drinking way too much, and I'm being funny, but kind of a little bit serious, to where it's like, A, it's safer, B, it's just like, man, people that are out and you have 18 drinks in a bar every day, because I've served those people, it's like, first of all, I don't know what you do in life and how you can afford it. But second of all, it's like, man, listen, I'm not shaming anybody for alcoholism at all, because I've been there, if you want to make that argument. But it's like I'm just more comfortable doing it at home, where I'm safe, where I can't hurt anybody, and if I would just want to really drink myself unconscious, I'll do it at home. I mean, that's just me. So to her point, I make light of it a little bit, compared to how the doctor's saying it. But yeah, if you hear that from Polis and you're like, oh, you're affecting my social fix to get something, it's like then your priorities are kind of going the wrong way.
How many regulars did you have over at Nips?
I mean, a lot.
A lot. I know. And
Yeah,
when I was doing it at Rock Bottom back in my early days, I knew 10 guys that it was the same. Right at 4:30, they walked from their office to the bar and sat there until 5:30, 6 o'clock every night. That was their routine.
And guess what? You overserved them every single night too. That's another thing. I'm just saying. It's like,
sure. I mean,
I have to consciously, as a bartender, I have to be responsible. And I was the I'm going to say a swear word. I was the asshole at the bar, because I'll overserve somebody according to what the law says, and I know that's terrible to say, and I'm not a bartender anymore, so I'll say it. I'll overserve somebody for what the law says, but I won't overserve them from what my morals and ethics tell me in my brain, which is when you're hammered, you're regular or not, right? And I was viewed as the asshole because I would cut off regular patrons that came in all the time and spent a lot of money and paid our bills and did all that, and I'm the one cutting them off, so much so that the other bartenders would come and get me and be like, can you cut Mike off, because I just can't do it. I'm like, yeah, no problem, Mike, you're done.
Yeah,
go.
But you're making an assumption, I think, that if you sat at the bar for an hour and a half, you're drunk, because some people could sit there for an hour and a half and have 4 drinks and be fine. That's just what they do. That's just it's like, I'm going to go out and have a cigarette.
They can't go to the bar. No one's saying they can't still go. They just can't drink alcohol, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but they're not closing the place down.
You're
They're
right,
just saying
doctor.
you can't buy alcohol.
Yeah.
So from the business side, I get that that's a whole different conversation about the impact it has on business. But to tell someone simply, you can go to the bar, but they're not going to serve you after 10, you can still socialize with your friends. You can still hang out. You can still have all of the needs met. You just can't have any more alcohol. From a personal side, I would say that's a you issue. That has, maybe let Polis off the hook for that issue.
Well, bars were closed down. If you were a bar and you didn't serve food, you were closed about 10 days ago or something like that, 2 weeks. So you're
got
closed.
You got her overall point, though.
Yeah. I love where you're going with
this.
this.
You're thinking very clearly, Doc. It's kind of cool because I was watching you access that part of your brain when you're looking upward to the right a couple of times.
I do that. I don't know. It's a thing I have. I love that you actually called me up on it, because I've done that forever and no one ever calls me out on it. So thank you.
You're accessing your brain there. Did the but you did to the left a couple of times too, which makes me wonder if you were.
That I think makes me a psychopath.
Well,
I don't remember which way it is, but you look up and to the left or right, and I don't remember which one it is. It means you're a psychopath. So apparently, I'm accessing one side of my brain.
No, I think one side's more likely to embellish a little bit. May not be your truth. The other side is just you're just speaking completely logically of factual information.
And we don't know which is which. So
I know which is which.
There's a little bit of
Is there a direction for horny? Because that would help me out a lot with the women in my life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You look right there.
Yes. Is it crotchal? Is it the crotchal direction? Is that what I'm looking for?
People have been searching that one for 1,000 years, Jay.
Golly. Did the Gov make the right call by a 10 p.m. booze curfew? That's the poll on the stream today. Sounding off, it's a split. It's 25-75, pretty much. So 3/4 of people think no, he did not make the right call. It's going to be interesting. 30 days is a long time as the attrition of bars and restaurants increase, and we're watching it happen. People may call moves like this the quickening. You're just bringing me to a demise that much faster, and you're not giving me a fighting chance, Governor. If you don't mind, Doctor, we're going to just do a quick break to hear from a couple of our local great sponsors, get this all set up, and then come back and show you some pictures from our summer dinner series last night. Do you mind?
I'm in.
Oh, yes. We got her. One more segment. Jay, are you ready? Okay, we'll be right back. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hi, I'm Charlie Gottenkenny, brewmaster at Brews Beers. Our all-new Abbey 4-pack contains the main products of Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So with the 4-pack, you'll get a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple, one of each. Most monastery breweries will make 2 to 4 of these. Some of them make all 4. And American craft breweries, like Brews, that specialize in Belgian beers, will make multiple versions of the Big 4 throughout the year. So where can you get an Abbey 4-pack? Well, you can get it at either Brews location, 67th and Pecos in Midtown, or in the East Colfax neighborhood at Colfax and York. You can also find them at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver area. So get yours today and take home some Belgian-style badassery.
Hey guys, it's Brian Rizzuto with Encore Energy, the guy who saves your businesses money on natural gas. I know these are crazy, crazy times right now. So while your business is working on increasing your sales, let me work on saving you guys money on your natural gas. I make it as easy as possible. Just provide 12 months worth of natural gas bills to me. I'll do the rest. I know you're really busy, so let me get to work for you. You can reach me at 720-245-5771. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and let me try to save you some money in these crazy times. Bye.
We started Meridium Spirits because we love the way that spirits and cocktails can bring people together to socialize, to bond, to have conversations. Well, right now we've got some big conversations to have. Coop Vodka and Coop Gin are available at liquor stores across the metro area, but if you can't find us or would like to have us behind your bar or at your restaurant, send us an email, info@meridiumspirits.com. We know things are a little different these days, but think of us the next time you're planning a virtual happy hour or a socially distant picnic. And keep an eye on our social media, Coop by Meridium, for all the latest and greatest.
Hey, Dave Thibodeau here. Hey, friends of the Modern Eater, this is Dave Thibodeau from Ska Brewing and Peach Street Distillers. I wanted to let you know that our new brew distillery is up and running again in Boulder, and we've got a great selection of Ska beers, nearly 30 on tap. We've also got all of our Peach Street spirits available, a great mixology program that we brought down from the Western Slope in Palisade. We're open limited hours, Wednesday through Friday from 3 to 10. And then we open up earlier at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday and get some brunch action rolling. We have 2 great patios. Socially distant seating is available. And you can always check for more information at scastreet.com and hope we become your new favorite neighborhood spot. And I'd like to meet you there in the not too distant future for a beer or a drink soon. So take care, be healthy, and stay strong. And I'll talk to you later.
Hi guys, it's Cody Ann from Aspen Baking Company. We specialize in fresh, preservative-free, amazing bread, but But with all the food news, go right here to the Modern Eater.
Where we have seen the cause of some of this spike has been behavior that has been fine and normal during non-pandemic times for people who are 20 to 29, and that includes getting inebriated and socializing with people outside your household. That means late night at restaurants and bars that have converted to restaurants. It means at private parties. And we need to do what we can, but more importantly, you need to do what you can to make sure that we don't let our judgment lapse from social distancing because we're inebriated.
Well, I mean, hello. I mean, it's an interesting thought, right? You get drunk, your inhibitions lower, you're going to do things that aren't right. You'll take your mask off. You might hug me, Brian. You might call over 80 of your closest friends. You may go to a restaurant or a bar, and that's the conversation I think we were having during the break is like, hey, listen, all those things could be true, but why not? Let's put a little bit of faith in our business owners and say, okay, your establishment is going to be ran well. You're going to make sure that the social distancing is in place. You're going to make sure that that people aren't going to congregate in parties that are unacceptable. You're going to make sure that people have a safe environment to be able to get inebriated. And the folks that don't, the folks that are making a bad example, are going to be punished in a way that they're singled out. That's the better example. That's the way that you probably approach this, right?
Would you say it's a fair statement to say you're a shitty restaurateur if you're not following the rules?
I think that that's subjective.
You're not doing the right thing. Yeah. And to me, it boils down to just straight up ethics. I want to be able to do the right thing, and I've got to protect my staff, and I've got to protect my guests. And at one point, somebody's got to do the right thing. Look at all the national businesses stepping up that they don't care what the government says about a mask anymore. They're mandating it. Starbucks and the big companies, Target, Kohl's,
which
whatever,
are way more effective.
Yeah, they're making a business decision because they know.
I want to
just
read
like
this.
I know.
I'm reading this for the first time. This is Bobby Richards.
What do you
wait, finish that thought though, George. They know just like I know.
We get an outbreak in our business, I got to close the business. I don't want my staff to get sick. I don't want my guests to get sick. I want to protect them. We all know it's not comfortable to wear a mask all day long. You sweat your face off. But for right now, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting every guest that comes in. I'm protecting my staff. We take temperatures.
You're being such a good, free-thinking adult. I'm glad that you have
God gave me a brain.
Oh, my goodness.
To use it.
I think the governor
It'd be a shame not to use it.
That's right. Bobby Richards says it, and this is the first time I'm reading it, so bear with me. I don't know how good of a writer Bobby is, but it's a long paragraph. That's not at all what it's saying. In general, after 10, people are out to drink. And after 10, in most cases, groups are closer physically and lose inhibitions like social distancing. It's just suspending that behavior. It makes perfect sense. Personally, I don't even go out until after 10 when I drink, and I do so to socialize and talk and drink. It sucks that there is no doubt, but it is only 30 days. You think it is, and I run. It sounds like this is why I don't like reading these. And I run. It sounds like Polis is supportive of extending last call after it's all over. I think what the decision, kudos to him for doing it. But Polis does understand the impact on the industry and is very supportive of it. It was a good compromise. Compromise with who? He just came out and said it, and logically makes sense. There are other leaders who would have just shut it all down. Who? I don't know, Bobby. I look at this and I ask myself, well, what's next? Is this a slippery slope? How much power should politicians and bureaucrats have without taking it through a legislative process? I like voting on things. I like the consensus of us as free citizens to be able to say collectively what's best for all of us. That's my rant. I'm done with that. Let's look at some pretty pictures.
Oh, that's my cue. Okay, well, just give
Pretty
me
pictures cued.
Give me 2 seconds. Here.
Hi, Doctor. We're back.
Hi. I'm staring at the pretty picture of tomatoes being cut.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Biker Jim cutting tomatoes.
Who wants to do the setup on this?
I texted my husband and said I want tomatoes for dinner because
Oh.
I'm very successful.
He did a great tomato tartare last night. A little quail egg on it. It was delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
So Biker Jim and Carly Smith did week 2 of the summer dinner series at the spacious, well-appointed, luxurious
Pizza Republic.
You're
Republica.
too kind.
Downtown. It really is, man. Your staff is on point. You guys are pros to the max.
Well, that patio, man.
That's
I gotta. Give
that's
you
Chef Sarah Dalton from Denver cooking classes.
Did you know she's allergic to orange juice, and she put orange juice in that thing? And she said it's just
Her
what I
ceviche
needed.
was
Yeah, her
delicious.
ceviche was on hit.
There's Carly, working hard.
She's making those whatchamacallits.
I can help you, garbanzo crisp.
Well, I was going to say chickpea crisps because
Both
that's what the
acceptable.
flour says. Chickpea crisps. Those are some fermented Strohauer Farms russet spuds.
Boy,
Hand dug.
And they stunk so
Hand
bad.
dug.
Well,
Whatever
that was
she fermented them, I was like, this was my text. I'm like, do you call those butthole fries? You know,
Oh, God.
I know. Well, listen, they were terrible. I later on changed it to funky fries. Like, do you call those funky fries? You
What
know?
happens to a potato when you ferment it?
Well, I mean, like anything else.
Yep, Brian.
All the toxins release, and so what you're smelling is the toxins out of the potatoes. That's the gas. That's bad gas out of the
Well, I
potatoes.
mean, funky fries. That's all.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were good
They're yes.
when they were warm. They got a little cold. I think was what Jay was referring to. But it was. I mean, the dinner was off the charts.
They were delicious.
Nice.
That's Carly, cooking.
Doing her thing.
Yeah.
Ceviche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the lobster shrimp ceviche. I didn't get any of that. Well, I didn't get into anything, actually.
Doctor, when are you going to come be a guest
Jay,
of
you
ours
don't
with
ever
Nick?
eat, man.
I know.
I got to get that on my books, don't I?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to nail down a date before you get off
Ooh,
the
a
street
little Aspen
today.
baking bread.
Little Aspen baking bread.
Aspen baking sourdough.
I have one of those in my refrigerator right now. I stole one that came in.
Oh,
I ordered a couple extra, and it's a long story. And I actually, I don't know if Greg was there or not when I think he was in the bathroom with his bloody drone hand. We can get into that story too. But when I called Aspen Baking, we all dropped the ball collectively. Forgot that Aspen Baking was on the menu, and it's like, oh my God, we were freaking out. I texted Aspen Baking the night before this dinner and was like, I totally dropped the ball. Can you please help me? And Jeff and Cody Ann at Aspen Baking were like, we got you. What do you need? I said sourdough rolls, and they're like, well, we got sourdough bowls. I said, please God. Anyway. They hooked us up, and I stole one of those. It's in my fridge right now. I'm going to pour clam chowder in it tonight.
Weren't the chefs creative though? What they did with those last night?
This is
Stretched them.
that's the picture you're looking at right now, where they were taking those Aspen Baking sourdough bowls, and they were too big for what Carly and Jim wanted to do for the dinner. So, I told Jim, I'm like, can't you cut them down? He's like, yeah, and it's like, okay.
Turn the bowl
so
into a
that's
bun.
those George's guys over there cutting those down, those bowls into manageable things, and then the rest of get this, and then the rest of the bread, because obviously you don't just throw it away; it's too delicious. They're going to recycle into George's meatballs.
Got to be bread cups.
Oh, well, and they used a lot of it last night. Remember,
Yeah.
it was also one of the sides because they actually were able to make a piece
Crostini
of bread.
for one of the dishes.
Yeah, and they used that middle as a
far
piece
out.
of bread for one of the other dishes. which
With the
was-
tomato tartare.
Yeah, with the tomato tartare. That was ingenious.
There's
I liked
there's
it.
the cast right there.
Tell me about tomato tartare. Can I ask about that? What was in that?
Do you remember mushrooms from
Yeah,
Hazeldell?
mushrooms from Hazeldell. I believe a little spinach.
Heirloom tomatoes.
Yep, Conch said heirloom tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, and that
Quail,
was really
quail eggs, salt,
Quail egg
pepper,
on the
olive
top.
oil.
On a cracker. It
Yeah.
Look at all
was.
those happy faces.
Oh, I know. Gosh, look, so at that table right there's Deviation. Didn't you get something from Deviation? Was it Deviation or Meridium?
Meridian.
Meridium. So they're at the table. There's Alex and Daniel. Daniel has the big yellow hat, and then Alex is next to him. Then there's Steve and his wife. They're from Tommy Knocker Brewery in Idaho Springs.
On the right.
On the right. And then on the far left is Deviation Distilling. So that was the booze table. Right there.
Nice.
Oh, there's our friends from Elevation Food Service Reps. You see Miss Rebecca Berry.
I miss her.
Yeah, there she is. And then there's Kai Bab and Patrick from Savage Spectrum in Palisade. And weren't they they were hype.
Yeah.
They were turned up last night at the dinner, and they wanted to get up and saber a bottle open with a knife. Did you see how that turned out?
I think it turned out great. There was no blood, so it was perfect.
It was better than the drone.
Hold on.
How's your mangled thumb?
Hold on.
Greg was rushed to the hospital at the middle of dinner.
120 stitches.
No. I'll make it quick. 30 seconds. So, Doctor, I get these ideas in my head. I get these ideas, and I have to the ideas always look really good. They go off effortlessly, just flawless execution. So here's the idea. I think I'm real good at the droning. I'm droning around a lot now, getting good footage for us. We haven't really used it yet, but I think I'm getting pretty good. So along with thinking you're getting pretty good comes with more confidence than you should probably have. So it wouldn't be a bad idea that in between buildings and trees and power lines that I should probably fly this drone around Pizza Republica to get some good footage. Seemed good in theory. I fire it up. Think 5 feet tall. It's looking at the crowd. I think I have the footage. I'm going to dig this footage up. So I'm like, all right, but I need to do more with it, right? People are looking. I've made myself a spectacle at this point in time. Not really wanting to, but people are looking. So it's like, I can't just have this thing sit stationary, and I got to move it around. So I'm moving it around a little bit. But I see it getting increasingly close. And Jay comes up to me and said, dude, here's the thing. I don't care what you do, but if you crash this into one of our guests' face, or their table, we're going to have a problem. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep it away from there. So I bring it up a little bit high, and I'm like, okay, this might get a little out of control, so I'll bring it down. So I was going to land it in my hand, which I do quite often. Ooh. And it clipped my thumb, the drone, which consequently killed one of the 4 motors on the drone. Which consequently,
the motor or the thumb?
Well, the thumb. I'm not worried about the thumb at this point. It's a full-on drone because at that moment, Doc, and this is where my cat-like reflexes and instincts kicked in. It started shooting across the street into the parking lot like it had a mind of its own.
And I'm having flashbacks of the first time, his first drone flight, where we watched the first drone flight ever that Greg did. It went up and went away. And that's all we saw. And that's what I turned to the right, and I look at Greg, and it's going away.
Yeah. Which, here's the ironic or funny thing, I don't know, but I look at Brian and everything else like, I'm meaning to do this right now. I'm in complete control, which I'm not. I'm that little dry sweat and just feeling terrible about this thing because, newsflash, they're not cheap either. And I'm not looking forward to driving this thing into a wall or a car window while they're dry.
Or landing it on top of the Hyatt.
Right? Doctor, I don't know what happened or if it was the grace of God or whatever else. The thing landed in the parking lot across the street. We get over there to it, and it's jumping around the lot, like on the ground. I pick it up, not a scratch on it. But me,
God saved your drone.
My hand's full of blood.
At this point, I've wrapped his thumb in ice.
No, you didn't.
To take it and him to the hospital to have them sew it back on.
It was one of those things to where you get a cut, but in the right place to where it's going to bleed a little. So I didn't know the extent of how bad it was, but I knew that I needed to do the walk of shame back there and try and not get around any guests. So I've got my hand on my side, and I get inside there, get into the restroom, wash it off, and I'm nicked up. I'm fine anyway. So that.
And like a good girlfriend to Greg, yes. I covered for him.
You did.
While and blocked so no one could see the blood stain on his dress.
Nice
it was like one of those things. I walked him, to the bathroom. That
was very nice. It was very nice.
All right, more pictures.
Yes.
Crisis averted.
Wow.
Another happy table, but sold out, Doctor. And look at what George did. George is so cute, too, because where'd you get the tablecloths from, man? He made it look all Colorado.
I wanted to match the colors on the Modern Eater and the Colorado flag. So we have gold tablecloths, we have red tablecloths, we have blue tablecloths.
It was good.
I want it to look cool.
Yeah, someone walked out there the first dinner and they said, "This looks like Colorado."
Yeah.
So compliments to you, George, on that.
Yeah, there's a gold one.
Really cool.
Our good friend Jeff Jabot came in from New York for the dinner.
Wow.
And his mom.
There's Chef Preston.
From the Grind. Or Grind.
Grind
not the
Kitchen.
Good call. Yeah, good catch. I don't know what the weird thing is with him in that, but all right.
Oh,
Gazpacho.
That was delicious. That was.
Do you remember what the green in it was?
This is an avocado.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's Biker Jim.
And not Steve, but Chuck.
Talking with our main man, Steve.
Don't you even, Brian.
Babe, whenever you have those slips, I get to ride that. Like
What's the doctor's name? I mean, truly, if he said something wrong right now, I would.
Dr. Sara Metz.
Okay.
I know that.
All right.
Or Baby Yoda.
I'm hard to forget.
That's right.
You are. You are.
That's Chuck. He bought tickets for every single dinner.
Him and his wife are so cool.
Chuck
They,
and Teresa.
she goes and makes stuff that we have on the show, and he's a great guy.
He's our VIP. See, so that's a two-top, right? Go back to the picture. Chuck's so big pimping, we give him a four-top. We take care of Chuck good. All right, and then that's Chef Noah. He's from Beast and Brews in Colorado Springs.
Yep. And his
You
wife.
should go check that place out. They have great scratch kitchen food.
Did you see his picture, by the way? He took one of the best pictures last night. I gave him the deviation hat. He took one of the best pictures of the whole crowd. It was really took some good food pictures.
So if you guys are wondering who this young lady is on the stream and you haven't, if you've just tuned in for the first couple of times, I can tell you, Dr. Sara Metz, she actually has a business. It's Code 4 Counseling, and she does a lot. But I would like for you to explain to our audience what you do at Code 4.
Well, on a normal day, we take care of, so Code 4 Counseling was started in 2017, and we support emergency responders and healthcare workers. That's kind of always been the mission of Code 4 Counseling. And about a year ago, we partnered up with the Colorado Restaurant Foundation and started doing some stress and resiliency trainings. And during COVID, we were able to pilot out a counseling program that a lot of folks were able to take advantage of, where we were able to offer free counseling to folks in the restaurant industry who were really impacted by COVID and the shutdowns and just the anxiety and stress that caused. So we were able to donate over 200 hours of support services during the past couple of months. We're trying to figure out how we can keep that program running. For right now, it's kind of on pause.
Were those 200 hours that were used, Doctor, or just surplused?
No, that were used.
People took you up on 200 hours, huh? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, which is amazing. So it was definitely well received and definitely much needed. And so we're trying to figure out how we can kind of keep that program running. It was a pilot program that ran May. I think we started it in May, June, July. So now we're just trying to figure out what can we do to kind of keep some of those services up and running. But over 200 hours, so hopefully people got a lot out of that.
I would say, Doctor, you've helped even this crew right here with our mental health. And so I just will always say thank you to you. I think you're a rock star and someone that is very needed in the restaurant community.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, look at me, my sleep on the right track.
You're a whole person. You all are.
Jay, he's got a girlfriend. That's a fantastic
you
thing.
have a girlfriend?
Don't say that over. One of the other girls, man, might hear that, dude. Why would you?
Look at Dr. Metz.
Why would you call?
Hold on, let Dr.
Call
Metz.
the drama.
Come on, I need details. We have time.
I mean, well, let's talk about Greg's girlfriend, because he's been with a girl for years and years.
I'm always in a fight.
Yeah, I'm a casual dater. Yeah.
Well, you don't say that out loud.
Hey, listen, man.
Oh, he's got no qualms about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, Greg tries to throw me under the bus. It's
I'm not throwing you under the bus. You've been happy.
No, you're trying to. It's like, I'm honest about everything, man. And everybody that's in my life knows exactly what the score is.
I don't have a girlfriend. I just know this chick that'd be really pissed if she heard that.
Well, I mean, listen, man, there's a lot of women who would have a lot of emotions about a lot of comments.
Oh, about you?
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. But
I say you
a
get
handful about me.
a
I
matching
guess.
Apple Watch for me. So if we got you an Apple Watch, Jay, would it be the girls or the guys one that you would want to?
It's called a 40 millimeter or a 44 millimeter.
Is that
It has nothing. At the Apple store, they don't go, oh, this is the girls. Do I look at your underwear and say, those are girls' underwear, dude? Why
I'm
do you wear
kidding.
those? No, I just say, oh, that's a very special mankini
Hold
underwear
on,
I
hold
like
you.
to wear.
Hold on, I'm going to put you guys side by side. I want you to put those watches up because I want to see what's
I really do need to see these.
you know
Yeah.
what the difference is.
You guys
here.
remember that show that was like
I mean, they look like the same watch.
synchronized swatches?
You know, that's the same watch, both white. I don't know if do they give them
He's
out
got
with
a little wrist.
aside from white or just white.
Yeah.
Well, they're due, but it's other colors. I mean, I'm going to look for a different band, but I just want to get the
But
watch.
then you guys won't match.
Yeah.
Well, that
You guys
there
are all
was-
matching right now. You're,
want
you
to match.
know, you got a cool little like man bro couple thing going
That's
on.
right. Doctor, when do we get to see you again?
I don't know. I got to get you guys on my schedule, huh?
I know. How's Nick?
Cooler. I used to have more time. I kind of miss those days a little bit.
Can I get on your schedule one of these summer dinner series dinners?
Yes.
All right, can we look at
What do
you?
you? It's every Tuesday, right?
Yeah, every Tuesday. So I'll tell you the remaining ones. And if you go to, do you have your computer in front of you?
I'm on it. Yeah.
SummerDinnerSeries.com. 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 That's where you need to go. And
It's got
on
a good
there,
little ring to it.
we're coming up on week 3. And Chef, who wants to say something about Chef Jesusio Silva?
Troy Guard up next.
He is week 8. He's closing it up on September 1st.
Listen, I would say Jesusio Silva is a stud and a half right
He
now.
is.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
he is
awesome.
like half a Broadway market is Jesusio Silva. He's got a pizza joint now. He's got tacos. He's got ramen. He's got sushi.
Great sushi.
What am I missing, guys? What am I missing?
Sushi. I want sushi for dinner.
That would be Jesusio Silva's dinner.
Yeah.
If you want to come next week, if you want probably some of the best sushi, he's throwing it down. He's going to have local sushi. He's going to have little.
He's learned from some of the
Atlantic.
best.
Yeah.
And he did a stretch at Sushi Saza as well, didn't he?
Wade was trained under Chef Toshi out at Sushi Den, who owns like half of South Pearl Street now. And they send those guys his deal at Sushi Den. He sends all of his chefs over to Japan for like 2.5, 3 months. The chef said he's keeping.
Yeah.
And to learn the art. It's pretty
Here's
impressive.
one for you. Actually, a lot of people, but the Girls Club's going to be big on this one because just great fans of Dana Rodriguez. And Chef Rodriguez is, I don't know, she is unapologetically Dana.
Yeah.
And that's what we love about her. She is great. If you're looking for like delicious food and a great time and a great story, Dana Rodriguez.
Well,
Yeah.
her nickname sums it up.
Loca. Week 5, this one, if you want to go to this one, you might want to tell us real quick because August 11th and Chef Brother Luck, him and Carrie, I don't know what about, but first of all, consummate professionals.
Love them.
These two just get it done, right?
Well, they were both on Top Chef.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, part of the draw
Yeah.
because they're nationally known. Yeah.
Brother Luck's dinner. I mean, that just all you got to say is Brother Luck. The guy that's here with us right now, and actually I've been getting a lot of requests for the, not that I'm surprised, but George Eder's dinner on the 18th, and that's week 6. What are you going to cook?
A lot of just great favorites from over the years that we've done.
Like
you know,
what?
we're just going to do
Tell
them
us.
all local.
Are you going to hit one of Mom's recipes?
Yeah, we're going to. My family's Sicilian caponata is going to be in the main course. So caponata is this great relish of eggplant and tomatoes and pine nuts and capers and olives and all that kind of stuff, all marinated together. And you can put whatever you want on it. You can put
I think I've
steak,
had a
you can
seafood
put
like
fish.
caponata, right?
Yeah, you'd
Like-
absolutely tuna caponata or sea bream or any local fish you would catch. All through summer, you get fish on caponata in Sicily.
I would say you're like one of these hidden heroes, man. Because before we got together, I hadn't really heard of you, and you're incredible, brother. With the way you run your organization, the food that I've seen come out of you and tasted last night. You talked to me. Well, that's how
we almost
got easy. Greg always takes it to the back door there.
I didn't do anything, man. We're all laughing. What did I do?
Greg always takes it to the back door, man. I can't even. It's like trying to dig his way out of it with attacking somebody else. You know, he just throws it underneath.
But let's not lose his point of what George is really, because like last night he talked me into eating some pizza, and I've been on this gluten-free kick, and I ate it, and he was totally right. He said, you know what, you're not gonna have the effects that you've had. I ate that pizza, no effects at all. I mean, it was awesome. So thank you, because
my pleasure.
I think you're one of like those unsung heroes that no one knows about. You run a tight ship, awesome organization.
We'll see. Hey, dinner hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I'll let the cooking stand for itself.
You like Italian food?
I have home court advantage on that one.
You do? Italian food? All right.
Oh,
you might have to cook.
We're gonna do it.
How do you not?
We're gonna do everything from scratch. We have some great local charcuterie that we found from my buddies up at Cheese Importers.
Oh,
nice.
Robbie is hooking me up.
The location is close to my heart. I've been on many a good date with my husband there.
We might have to set you up with a couple of these dinners. Week 7, this will be a meat-heavy dinner. Get ready for the meat sweats, because Chef Justin Brunson's going to be getting the smokers going, the grills going, probably some whole animals. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's talking about bringing that new big smoker that he just bought
That'd be cool.
out and parking it right in the outside. That'll be fun.
And then lastly, Chef Troy. I mean, just all of them. All of them are great. Which one? Probably it's just going to be, does your calendar permit?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you see? A Tuesday night and the next until now in September 1st. Do you see a Tuesday night?
When does it start? It starts at 6?
6:30.
And we're telling people to really show up at about 6:15, no earlier, because it throws a wrench.
Yeah, we're going to tighten that up for sure. But you're not getting anything to drink past 10 o'clock. Unless you come back to our house party where there'll be 80 of us.
George, when are you on? You're on the 18th?
I'm on the 18th.
You're on the 18th. I want to go to George.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Done and done. He just lit up like a firecracker.
Out of all those great chefs out there, you come to little old me.
I want to go to George.
Unsung hero, baby.
That's fantastic.
Unsung hero, right? Look at that description.
Man, the pressure's on now.
I know you got.
I got to cook for Dr. Sarah.
I know. If she tells you how good it is and she's looking up and to the left, she's lying.
Yep, I'm going to keep an eye. I'm watching you for that one.
But if she's looking up and to the right, she's accessing
she's
the
liking
part of her
it.
brain.
That'll be full on. He brought us a little bit of lunch today, George. That was awful nice.
Yeah.
What'd you got?
We have our Panino Republica sandwiches.
Ooh.
Here, let's take this.
And look
let's
at
take
they're
this out.
monstrous, you guys.
Let's take this out of the package here.
Like, that would be lunch and dinner for me, George. I love you.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Uh-oh.
You asked for the caprese.
Is that mine
You got
right
the-
there?
That's yours right there, buddy.
Oh, save us. Oh, save us
So
all.
we're doing
Jay.
this fresh bread every day.
Jay.
Yes.
It's enough for two.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
I
it's not.
brought you your own.
As a matter of fact, I mean, all jokes
can
about
take that
girl
home.
aside, like that is not enough for two. Not in my world.
I love you, Jay.
Not in my world.
Such
it's
a
not.
good sport.
Oh my.
Hey, Greg, I got
gosh.
an
Oh,
off-topic.
my
Tell me
gosh.
when I can ask Dr. Sarah. I want to ask her a topic
Porn.
about
I've,
where
like,
she is.
Everyone's just looking at their sandwiches now, and they're like, oh, my God.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to be on this stream long? It's probably going to end here pretty quick.
Well, let me ask her. I want to get your temperature, because, Doctor, you're down in Castle
Are
Rock.
you still on the back door thing?
No. I want to get her temperature about Castle Rock, because she's in a place that's real controversial. People in Castle Rock are doing whatever the hell they want when it comes to restaurants. And so,
That's how we roll.
yeah, I mean, right? That's accurate, right? There, if you're in Castle Rock and you're a restaurant owner, you're just saying,
Good question, actually.
screw it. I'm doing whatever I
Do you
want.
feel comfortable going to those places?
I do. We still do a lot of takeout, but we've gone to some of the restaurants. We've gone to Great Divide a couple of times.
Do the
A
servers
lot of the
wear
places
masks?
in Castle Rock also have really good outdoor seating, so that helps. But people are kind of doing whatever the heck they want in Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm. Most of the state. And most everywhere. It's usually these high-density metropolitan cities.
That are doing it. Because
That are
I'll
going
tell you,
above
you'll
and
get
beyond.
shamed. If you're walking around downtown, we saw it at Molly's 2 days ago. someone was in there, and now I think that person was an instigator, personally. But you go into a place and you might get a taste of somebody else's opinion.
Did you see that video of someone going into a liquor store here in Denver and people were ramming her, or it looked like somebody rammed her with the cart and they wanted her out of there and she refused to leave.
Wow.
And it's getting interesting out there, Doctor. People are.
Yeah, my husband was in Boston a couple of weeks ago, and you wear a mask everywhere. You wear a mask walking down the street. And he said you get shamed if you're not wearing it. So he said very, very different than how people are, doing the mask thing here. So
I'm going to take my drone into Whole Foods.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find no mask in Whole Foods.
Yeah, you will not find someone without a mask in Whole Foods.
No,
that's just. But I'll tell you what I saw disgusting today when I had stopped by King Soopers. And I think people are taking the mask thing wrong because I saw all these people with the mask over their mouth and not over their nose.
Well,
And
you
so,
see people get a little loose on it.
No. This was these people that I saw, not as much workers, more people coming into the store. But like one guy was wearing a mask that it didn't look like it would ever fit over his nose. Like the mask was so small. It was just like a mouth mask.
Like an eye patch over his mouth?
Yeah, like an eye patch over his mouth. And then I saw...
Same size as your watch?
Another one. Could be.
Yeah, I got the full face thing.
Ooh, there you go. Where'd you get that
That's
thing?
a good one.
This is the only one that fits me. Apparently, I have a very small face, and I cannot get masks to stay. That's the only one that fits. That one takes up my whole face, but still.
So what do you think about those little things, the gaiters? What's your take on the gaiters? We were talking about this the other day. The gaiter, does that stop anything versus a mask?
She probably wants out.
Oh, the gaiter. I don't know.
No. Well, here's the thing. All it needs to stop is those water droplets coming out of your mouth. That's the carrier. So if we've got you have a mask, I have a mask, and we're talking, you ever get a spit talker in front of you and you get a little,
yeah.
You just don't want that. That's all you need to do to kind of slow this thing down. And my buddy had a great analogy. Man, now, Doc, this is going to get a little edgy. So if we're all naked and we're trying to pee, and we're peeing all over each other. Brian, if you put a pair of jeans on, you're going to stop it, and it's not going to reach me. But I can still reach you. But if I put a pair of jeans on and you put a pair of jeans on, we can pee to our heart's content, and I'm not going to get you wet at all. So
that's not a bad analogy.
Doctor's got to run. Get out of
On that
here.
note, I have to run, but to be fair,
I told you I'd get you on that one, Doc.
And she's blushing.
it's not actually as creepy to me as it seems. But I do have to
Bye, Doctor.
Love you guys.
Good to see you.
Doctor. It's always a pleasure.
Get good sleep. She's out. I thought it was a great show today, you guys.
It was a great show. Always fun coming to see you guys.
Deborah says most young bar goers don't even go out until about 10 o'clock. So less drunk. Man, I kind of miss those. It's like I'm thinking, God, go out but that was the way it was.
Totally.
Yeah.
You remember? I was just getting up from a nap. Or maybe even just sleep from the night before.
Remember
6 p.m.
Jesusio was telling us that we were driving the other day up to Harper Feeders to pick up the lamb for his dinner. And, we spent an hour and a half in a car together. You get talking. And he's like, listen, man, in Europe, where I come from, and he's actually in Mexico, but I equate that to more European cultures. He says, which it is.
In Europe, where I come from, which I mean Mexico, but that's a European culture.
Well, it is more in Mexico City and in places like that, and where he's from.
We're following you.
In Monterey. He's like, we don't even go out. We don't even start the night. He's like, you book a dinner reservation for midnight.
Yeah. 11, 12 o'clock.
11, 12 o'clock, and that's when we're eating dinner. And so... Holy shit! What goes on in
Why
that?
are you cussing all over the stream today?
A lot of swearing today. He's just feeling something. I mean, not the end of the world.
I didn't
type
cuss
stuff,
once. You said asshole.
I said.
Well, now I just clean it up. Let's clean it up.
Well, I mean, listen.
It's,
sometimes it's applicable. Like mine. I front sold why I was about to say it.
Brian was being salacious. Here's the stream.
Yeah.
The question of the day, and then we'll put a ribbon on this baby because we got some delicious PizzaRepublica.com is where you'll get yours pizza. And what did you bring?
Me gluten-free pasta.
Did you bring everybody the same thing?
No,
I always get the better stuff.
You want mushroom or caprese? Oh, choose wisely.
I think I'm going with the caprese.
What was that pizza you had me eat last night?
Oh, it's so good.
That was so good,
Which
George.
is one?
The Diavola pizza.
Diavola.
Yeah.
God, I'm so torn.
Spicy
oh my
salumi,
God.
smoked mozzarella.
Did the Gov make the right call by 10 p.m. booze curfew? Everybody knows what the results of this is. I'm just going to show the results in the video. 14 people say yes, and no is at 43. Oh, hoo, hoo. Look at this. Look at this. That's all ready to go. That's all ready to go.
That's all ready to go right there.
That's beautiful. All right.
And, George, that's just basil, mozzarella.
Basil, mozzarella, tomato, pesto.
And love.
And a little garlic pecorino crema and fresh schiacciata. It's my favorite sandwich from Florence.
This topic's not going anywhere. There's the results of the poll tomorrow on the show. We've got who do we have? Do we have anybody tomorrow? Yeah, booked. We're going to dig in deeper on this. I want to get anybody who owns a restaurant that has something to say about this. That maybe a lot of your business relies on the later part of the evening, right? It's out there. It's there. What time do you close at downtown, George?
Remember, he
9
told us, yeah.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really affect. And even down in DTC now, downtown or Low-High or Rhino restaurants, they get busy a little later. Down in Denver Tech Center, at any of the restaurants down there, there's not a lot of people in there after 9, 10 o'clock.
I think we all know what time it is with this, and the governor, I think, has great intentions. Obviously, I don't think he's doing this for his own personal satisfaction, although I do think it's an overreach, and I don't know what the ramifications of businesses are yet, but it can't bode well. I just also don't like the what may be next. What may be next. Every day is a crapshoot. You wake up to something new, and there's just something terrifying when you live in the great United States of America where everything really goes through a process. To see no processes involved in just these mandates that are coming down in the name of a outbreak, which I'm totally sensitive to. I'll tell you right now as we leave this show, to wear your mask, to be responsible, to look at the data, to not be that example or that COVID-idiot. Have responsible gatherings, follow your gut instinct, and moreover, don't think of just yourself and your own safety because there's a good chance you'll be just fine.
Yeah. Just take good care of each other.
Think of other people, Think
Please
of other
do.
people.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
No big deal.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Well,
it's no
listen,
big deal.
a surgeon
Well,
goes in and he wears
what's
a
the big
mask
deal?
your whole surgery. And he doesn't say, I'm getting hot, man. We're only halfway through. I'm just going to take off my mask and gloves.
I
and
love
I'm gonna
that doctor
breathe
from
in your...
Boulder you guys had on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back. Let's get him back on. And do us all a favor. If you're going to all stand in a circle and pee with your pants on. Right, George?
That's a great way to close it.
We'll see you tomorrow. SummerDinnerSeries.com. SummerDinnerSeries.com.
SummerDinnerSeries.com.
That's where you'll find your tickets. Okay, for everybody here, Studio Kitchen, Colorado, the whole cast and the crew, Little Rich Schneider working hard back at the factory, and right here, Faith Johnson doing great work on our website. And for Jay Parker and Brian Freeman and George Eder, I'm Greg Hollenbach. We'll see you tomorrow. The Modern Eater Show continues.